Okay, I think there's an AI apocalypse coming, and I've been thinking about what creators can do to not just survive it, but thrive. I have a few ideas, but there's also going to be some casualties. You probably know by now that AI can already make content. People use AI to write their script, do their voiceover, do visuals for their videos. And this is kind of complicated because this is going to affect different categories of creators in different ways. Not everyone's going to be equally affected, and then some people are going to be absolutely toast. I just want to share some ideas on how we could counter AI a little bit. This is just what I believe based on stuff I have made over the years and stuff that I like to watch myself. Everyone's going to be different. This is not going to apply to everyone, but if you're a little bit worried about the future, worried about is there still value in making stuff? Is this a good use of your time? Then this is for you. What I believe we need to do is we have to lean into the personal. If your whole value as a creator was just transmitting data into my brain, I can just get a robot to do that. Like years ago when there was less high quality content on YouTube, people could get away with talking about surface level things. For example, you could take a trip to Tokyo and just share like top 10 things to do in Tokyo. And that was good. People would thank you in the comments. They'd be like, this is amazing. I'm going to check that out. My recent trip to Tokyo, I just went on ChatGPT and I'm like, hey, tell me the coolest things to do in this city. And it will spit out a whole itinerary for me. When I did watch people's Japan videos, it was strictly for fun to experience what they're experiencing. So what I'm saying is, as creators, I believe we're going to have to share our point of view a lot more. We have to go more personal, more into our own unique perspective of the thing we're experiencing. This is Soul, the good, the bad, and the overcooked.
I don't know what this is.
I know this is kind of difficult for us, and I feel it too, because our entire life of going through like the school system and then the workforce, we're told to be professional. Like we have to stick to the job. Nobody wants to hear about us. And sometimes that's true. Like my life experience is not going to appeal to everybody. But I just don't see an alternative. At this point, if you're not sharing your human point of view, it could just be AI. And I know even AI can fake emotional stuff, but that's not really the point. You're sharing your life. Like whatever you're making a video about, if you could infuse like a bit of yourself into that, even if it feels like oversharing, I think that does help. Like a good comedian could just tell a bunch of jokes on stage and like they'll get a few laughs and they'll kind of get the job done. But I remember hearing how a great comedian will make you know them better. Like they'll share funny stories from their life that makes you feel more connected to them. So yeah, it's kind of weird to say and think about like we have to share our life stories because our gut thought starting out is like, who gives a shit? And the caveat is, a lot of people don't. Like I think we'll have no choice but to make our videos more emotional. I'm not saying like you gotta cry on camera. I mean, show sides of yourself that are real.
I had the worst food poisoning of my life.
Talk about things that inspire you or piss you off. But if I could change one thing, it would be to replace these metal chopsticks with wooden ones. Please change this, Korea. Please. Talk about ways that you're growing or getting better or that you're struggling. The campsite's getting invaded by these caterpillars. Like there's an army of caterpillars. We are complete noobs. We're just figuring this stuff out. Like the video has to elicit some emotion in people. Like I would say our videos shouldn't be too polished. Like they should be a little rough around the edges. A very nice gentleman at the 7-Eleven told me this was decent. He knows what he's talking about. He was drunk when he told me. Like human beings are unpredictable and we say stuff or do stuff. Like part of the fun is like, is this even gonna work out? What are they gonna say next?
If I was handed chips all day, someone was like, eat a chip, here's a chip. You want a chip? Bow to me, here's a chip. I'd be like, I'm good.
And sometimes you do have to be really polished for a video, depends on what it is, but a lot of the times, people relate to you more if the video is not polished. And I've struggled with this for so long, trying to make my videos like real travel documentaries or real episodes of a TV show. I was just missing the point. It's one of the reasons I've even completely switched from scripted videos to unscripted like this, where I'm just talking to you normally. I'm not saying our videos gotta be careless, like sloppy, like sick. I gotta make my stuff seem like AI didn't make it. Let me just swing my camera around and ramble and not really have a point to anything I do. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying try, but stumble, because people like that. They like seeing real trying. Not everyone will. And your stuff's probably not going to appeal to those people anyway. That's why this past year, I've tried to keep mistakes in my videos. I try to keep moments where I'm not at my best.
Okay, I am so hungover right now. I can like barely process my environment. I don't even know where I am.
I've tried to keep shots where something goes wrong and I try to salvage it.
No, but get off the arch. Get off. That's so disrespectful. Get.
Because I feel like that's natural human conflict in the video in a way that AI can't quite replicate yet. Or if it does, there's still like an uncanny valley feeling to it. Like it feels a little bit off. Because that's a lot to ask of AI, is like be human, but authentically human and kind of sloppy and kind of off kilter. One day it's probably going to do that and then we're all fucked. But until then, make your videos more human. The analogy I've been thinking about that's helped me process this is something like the Olympics or professional sports. Like, yeah, I'm sure we eventually can build a robot that can run faster than any human. But then it's like, what's the point? It's just everyone watching a robot run. Like, I still watch the UFC sometimes and I'm like, that's cool that a person can do that. Like, if we just made that all AI and it's just like a bunch of robots shooting rockets at each other, like, it's neat, but I want to see a person struggle doing it. That's sort of the point. Like I said, there's going to be people that are happy with AI content, and that's fine too. Like, a portion of them will want automated comedy, probably. But then another subset of those people will be bothered by stuff that's not made by people. Like, even if something sounds and looks exactly like a person, just the fact that they know it's not a person will put them off. And that's because we're like mushy people. We have weird, irrational beliefs. We're just kind of fancy monkeys. And so you have to find like your group of fancy monkeys that values the same thing as you, rather than try to convince people that want just a polished end product. Another thing I've been focusing on, which is something I feel comfortable recommending as a tip, is doing more stuff locally. Like, I remember years ago, the idea of making videos about local things in my town seemed kind of lame to me, because I'm like, I want big picture ideas. I want like big vision things. But then the more I think about it, I realize if everyone's doing that, then everyone's just kind of getting lost in the sauce. Like, if you're just making the same videos everyone else is making about the same like big ideas or popular places, there's kind of less of a reason for people to watch, unless you have like a really unique angle or insight, which most people don't. So I've been doing more stuff just in my own city, because at the end of the day, AI can't tell me what that food hall down the street tastes like. Like, if a new restaurant or venue or experience pops up in my neighborhood or in my town, AI can just report on what other people said, but it can't share a unique human point of view with me. It's dependent on other like fleshy people going to the thing, doing it, and then simply repeating what they said. So I've really doubled down on like local experiences.
This weekend was a food festival called The Taste of Little Italy. And since we just got back from Big Italy, we wanted to revisit the food and see how it holds up.
I know it's really hard to figure out what kind of content to make, because this is like inner work you gotta do. Like, you gotta think about what you like, what you care about, what makes you feel something. Because at the end of the day, I think the point of being creative is the creative process itself. If it's all about this like end product, like it's produced on an assembly line, then a robot can just make that. People are only gonna connect with that to a certain degree. There's going to be so much of that. It's going to be so hard to stand out, which is why I think more people have been connecting with like natural, real, honest videos. And I get that this is hard. Like, we've not been conditioned to be honest, because we were born into a world where we had to survive. We had to get a job. We had to go through school, where sometimes being honest was not the best policy. Being yourself, being real, these things did not help you. In a lot of cases still don't. But the whole point of this video thing, doesn't matter what you're making, is like, we're not presenting to a bunch of executives. It's not like a commercial. Like, we're just talking about what we like, what we believe in. And I feel like it's really hard to fool real people. Like, if I start talking about something I don't care about, but I think it'll be good for me or it might make me money, I feel like people on a subconscious level feel that. I think making stuff online and being creative has never been about making like boatloads of money, even though some people do. It's more about living that creative lifestyle. And even if AI eats up like a bigger chunk of the pie, I think real creative people are just gonna figure out how to do stuff with less. Like, nobody has a crystal ball. Nobody can tell you exactly what's gonna happen. I think the best thing we can do is double down on us as people, what we care about, and then just needing less in life. Because if you're doing content because you think it's going to blow up, it's going to make you millions of dollars, you're going to get 3 boats, you might be disappointed and then you'll quit. So yeah, those are just my thoughts. This is something I've been experimenting myself in my own vlogs, my own channels, and I just wanted to share. Let me know what you think. I'm always curious how other people deal with it. If you like this kind of stuff, I talk about making videos, being creative, sometimes gear, tips, techniques. If you've enjoyed this, if it's helped you out, subscribe.